when they can't make sumo. You get your friends together and you fake some sumo. Hey, 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 hey. It's the not so basho. Not so basho, yeah. Not so basho. Not so basho, yeah.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Ryan.
This is Jake.
This is Fleric.
And this is Mac.
And this is our second Midway episode for the Natsu Basho. Are we saying
that
Natsu
feels
in
weird.
This?
Like the second Midway, we've never done one of these.
Have we been calling this Natsu?
I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing is out of the ordinary for this basho. It's a completely normal basho.
Oh, where have I
There's
been?
nothing weird about it. This is totally Natsu, right?
Nacho.
No, I'm pretty sure we're calling this Natsu. Yeah.
Is it nacho?
Yeah.
I want nachos now.
I want nachos too.
No, it's
I want
only
nachos.
it's only the nacho bacho if you're my father.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably because all the nachos I've just been eating while in the Kokuki Kong.
Well, Ryan,
No, I'm going after that corn ice cream, man. That is just good stuff.
Oh, that's a good point. But yeah, Ryan, if we're going to use your dad's own phrasing here, you know, if the dog didn't stop to shit, he would have caught the rabbit.
I mean, that's a fair point. So with that being said, Ishiura is your sole leader at 9-1.
Let's hope he doesn't stop to shit so that he can catch that rabbit.
Yeah.
Well, he stopped to shit today as the rabbit of a 10-0 record got away from him as he lost for the first time today to Sada no Umi. So he had actually a 2-win cushion over the closest guys going into day 10, but that loss does bring the pack a little bit closer to Ishiura. That pack includes Hakuho, Kakryu, Asanoyama, Mitakeyumi, Tokushoryu, Sada no Umi, and Nishikigi. So there are 7 guys at 8-2, 5 of which have won a Yusho, and somehow, still shockingly, Tokushoryu is among the list of people that have won a Yusho. But he is trailing Ishiura by just 1 match going into the final 5 days. So there's still quite a few people in contention, got a mix of high rankers and low rankers. So it'll be very interesting final 5 days to see how all of this plays out.
I don't think it'll be that interesting. I think Nishikigi staying in the race this long means he's totally got this on lockdown.
If Tokushoryu could do it.
Like I said last time, for the rest of our lives, we have to acknowledge that possibility.
He fits the mold perfectly. He's a guy who bounces in between Makuuchi and the Juryo division. He's been around for a while. He is at the bottom of the Bansuke, so he's facing all the easy people. He's in his first basho back from Juryo. All of the boxes are being checked for a Nishikigi Yusho here. How did we miss this before now?
I have a guess.
It doesn't happen. That's how.
So let's talk a little bit more about Ishiura. He was on his best run since his Makuuchi debut, where he started off 10-1 and won a Kanto Show Fighting Spirit Prize. When we all fell in love with Ishiura.
Yeah.
It was the traps. It was those beautiful traps.
Yeah. So
I thought he was going to dominate and be like a major force in every single basho.
Yeah.
Ishiura.
Yep,
that was the first. That was the first basho I ever watched. I remember. That was a good time.
But yeah, this is the second time that he started this hot in the first 10 days. We all know what happened last time. He ended up 0-4 and finished 10-5 in that basho. So do you guys think Ishiura has what it takes to close this out, or as he's leading the pack, he's going to start facing, we would imagine, some Sanyaku Rikishi? Do you think he has enough to keep this 1-match lead and take the Yusho, or is kind of the reality of his record going to set in and we kind of start seeing more actual Ishiura coming about in the final 5 days? What do you think, Jake?
As the biggest Ishiura fanboy in the world, I don't think he stands the remotest of chances.
The biggest Ishiura fan, is that like above his wife?
Honestly, I might love the man more than his wife does. I'm not positive, but I bet I'm in the running.
There you go.
And here's part of the reason why. Can you picture for me, if you will, Ishiura finishing this like 14-1, getting the Yusho, a man who has to go against the Sanyaku here in the last 5 days. At least a few top rankers that
Not
got to put him
Hakuho, though.
against them.
Not
Not
Hakuho.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. But there's still 2 Ozekis, even if one of them is not doing great. There's still one Yokozuna that he'll have to face. Both Sekiwake, who are both doing okay. He's got a ton of guys in front of him. Can you picture him going 14-1, and his only loss is Sadano Umi?
That
Sadano
actually is
Umi?
a good point.
Yeah, Sadano Umi getting an outstanding performance prize possibility. And yes, Ryan, I did look it up. Tokushoryu's one loss was to Kaisei, who at the
That's what I
time
thought. Yep.
Kaisei was Maegashira 16. But Kaisei is like a legit, at full health, he's a legit like Sanyaku possible, talent.
Damn.
I don't think Sadano Umi is.
We're getting some massive Sadano Umi shade coming here from you.
That's
Jake.
been happening a lot recently, as I've
I didn't
realized.
think I had it in me, but yeah.
I mean, this is really the first opportunity we've ever had to talk about Sadano Umi on this podcast,
Mhm.
as this is the first time he is relevant beyond like day 2. So
Plain
yeah,
spoiler.
he's like 30-something years old, hasn't been in the Joy since like 2015 or 16. So yeah,
The
Sadano
dude's
Umi sucks.
the dude's 8-2. Like he's
not doing bad.
one off pace into the Yusha race.
I mean, but let's look at who he's beaten so far.
Ishiura, the top-
Maegashira 8, Ishiura. Who cares about that?
Yeah, well, he's also Ishiura's on a flipping hot streak right now. He's like what 9-1. He was undefeated for 9 days straight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Like,
know if that's a quality win.
Oh, hold on. Oh, dang it. So I was looking at Sadano Umi's record. He has done the full Koto. He went
Oh.
4-1. He lost to Koto Shoho. He was so close to the perfect full Koto.
The full
And get-
gambit.
And getting the Koto belt.
yeah, the undisputed Koto champion.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ishiura, though, right?
Hold on. I'm working on my I'm working on
Yes.
some graphic design options for the Koto belt.
Would it be like Sagari like that you wear, or it would be an actual like Mawashi that has like a big K like in the front?
Ooh.
I think it should be like a Sagari type ornament where each dangly thing is a picture of one of the Kotos.
Oh.
I don't know.
Now-
I'll work on this. We can move on, but I might be distracted.
Okay.
Flair or Mac, any more thoughts on our sole leader after 10 days, Ishiura?
I would say that right now, I think while Jake's distracted coming up with like a Koto belt / Sagari kind of thing, I am completely distracted by figuring out what has to happen for Ishiura versus Hakuho on day 16, as Sumo DB likes to say it. I
Yeah,
want
so-
a playoff versus
Playoff?
those two. Yeah,
So-
a playoff.
We need Ishiura to drop one more, and then Hakuho we just need Ishiura to lose one more match than Hakuho, but still be the top 2 people in contention or tied with a bunch of other people. We could end up with like a 4-way playoff, a 5-way playoff. Oh god.
Yeah,
okay.
Ryan,
What if
we
that
know
happens?
you.
Ryan, you're gonna ruin it. Don't
Yeah.
do it.
He's jinxing it as always, but we know Ryan well
Exactly.
enough to know that he has done the math to figure out
Oh, yeah.
the maximum number of people
definitely.
that could possibly be in a playoff.
Wouldn't it be the biggest tragedy though if there was like a 4-way playoff, Hakuho and Ishiura were involved, but they somehow missed each other on the bracket?
Oh,
I bet you,
they probably would, like, because you don't want those matchups like first off, or is it still random?
I think
Like, would
it's
you
random.
So you won't purposely promote other sides of the bracket.
man, I don't know. I'm kind of pessimistic. I think that if there were any more than 2 people in the playoff, I bet they would make sure that Ishiura and Hakuho is not an opening match. I'm pessimistic, and I maybe I'm just making sure that my hopes don't get too high. But man,
I feel like with the reason that it exists, like the whole not facing someone from your stable, they would probably try to make that happen. Because if it's a 3-way playoff, that potentially could be a huge advantage going into the next round, or even 4-way because like maybe they have like an easy match or something if they wanted to do some match fixing. which is
like
potential.
Ishihara
And-
giving his his mentor could totally give up that match. There would at least be the suspicion if Hakuho beat Ishihara in a playoff or something.
Yeah, which is I think in the past that's what they tried to do is not actually not prove that there is no suspicion, but just making sure it looks like there is no suspicion at all. So that's why we need a two-way playoff. Only two people.
Exactly.
So, or maybe like a 5 or 6 way, and then they just still meet up in the finals. That'll be fine too. I just want them to face off, please.
It's too bad our boy Enho isn't carrying his side of the bargain, so we get like a 3-way Tomoe Sen playoff between the 3 of those guys. That's the ultimate dream.
That would be awesome.
God, if only we could like simulate a tournament to guarantee that would happen. That'd be fantastic.
They will never cancel that. You know that.
Yep, I know.
Never cancel. Yep.
It's too bad. So yeah, I think most of us agree Ishihara is probably a false prophet at this point. I know Jake and I kind of feel strongly. What's that, Mac?
I want to be proven wrong. The history with Ishihara, nothing would make me happier if he could actually pull this off and go 14-1, but I think he's going to fly too close to the sun. I think this is too much of a hot streak. He's not going to know what hit him. It's going to be too hot for him to handle. I hate to say that.
Yeah. I think my closing thoughts are just I think you guys might be counting him out a little bit too much. Granted, I guess he lost to Sada no Umi, which, I guess is kind of a black spot.
Yuck.
But he is on a hot streak right now. He is like doing fantastic. And like he can't face Hakuho, like one of the best. That is an advantage in his favor. And normally like he might we don't know exactly how many top division matchups he's going to get. He might only get 1 or 2. So if he can just pull together for those 1 or 2 matches, he is 1 win ahead. Like you can't ignore that. So I think there is definitely a bigger chance than you guys are saying. And I guess but if I had to put my money on it,
There it is. See?
money on it. I
to
definitely
be true.
huge asterisk because I think when it comes down to it, Kakuyu is still in the basho. I'm not Kakuyu,
Excuse
but Hakuyo is still in the basho. So
There.
I guess I'm with you guys. He's kind of a false prophet, but I think there is a chance. There is a chance.
Can I have one last thought on this?
Sure.
His loss to Sada no Umi, I thought it was by Uwatenage. I kind of feel like he might have gotten a little cocky there. I mean, his thing is definitely that he needs to get in there and grapple, but like, I don't know, the way that he wrestled, I think that he was really confident, and I think that may have caused him to take a little bit unnecessary risk taking compared to how he has been wrestling so far. Because he's kind of had to scrap his way to the first 9 wins. And then today it kind of felt like I'm just going to grapple with the bigger guy. And I kind of feel like that may be a little bit of the hubris, a little bit of, like Mac was saying, flying too close to the sun. But I think that like he didn't have the caution that he had in some of his other matches. And I think that caution and that feeling like the underdog the entire time, I think that's what he really needed if he was going to make this run. But I think we're probably seeing the end of it.
Yeah, and Sada no Umi is one of the few Rikishi that is as fast, if not faster, than Ishihara. Because Sada no Umi, for as much as he is mediocre, he is a very fast Rikishi, fast off the tachi-ai. So I think that kind of caught Ishihara a little bit off guard today. But we talked about both Yokozuna, so let's dive a little deeper into both of them. Probably a little bit disappointing start for both of them, definitely for Hakuho. They're both 8-2 at the 10-day mark. We kind of talked about it, I think, in the Hatsu Basho, where we had 2 guys that had 2 Kinboshi in Endo and somehow Miyogiryu. Well, throw somehow Takeda Fuji into that list as well, because Takeda Fuji beat Hakuho and Kakuryu on back-to-back days. So I have 3 questions for you guys. Fleric, how? Mac, what? And Jake, how?
Was it Takeda Fuji? Oshidashi. So push.
Yes, sumo wrestling.
What would be sumo? Of course, Ryan. You know
And
this.
for me, how would be if you roll a
Yes.
1,000-sided die 1,000 times, it's likely that one time it will come up at the perfect result. You know what I mean? Like, man. So
Like maybe that 99 on a 100-sided die.
Just that one chance. All you need is that
yeah,
one
exactly. And so
perfect
coming into
scenario.
this tournament, he was Ryan. I'm sure you were probably going to mention it. 3-27 all time against these two guys.
Yep.
And now he is 5-27 against these two
He
guys,
almost has a 20% win percentage now.
which is honestly kind of impressive.
Sorry, no, that wouldn't be 20%,
Well,
but yeah.
we saw this again with. We saw the same thing with Tochinoshin. It just takes that one.
So you're saying he's going to be an
perfect
Ozeki?
time.
Yeah, Ozeki Takada Fuji.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, Takada Fuji in this discussion about both the
When you're hot,
Yokozuna
you're
is
hot.
6-4 at this point. I mean, probably doing a little bit better than we'd expect Takada Fuji to do at this rank. But let's go back to those Yokozuna. Like we said, they're both 8-2 at this point, one behind Ishiura. Which one out of Hakuho or Kakuryu, Mac, do you think is more likely to steal the Yusho from Ishiura?
In terms of steal, do you want to go with the obvious choice or the underdog?
So either Hakuho or Kakuryu. Yes, that is the question.
Okay, so literally. Well, in that case, I would have to go with the underdog, and clearly the underdog in this has always been Hakuho. You can never count him out in any kind of situation. He's the underdog, the overdog, the only dog.
No matter
It's
how many
Hakuho,
times people
clearly.
predict him to win, he just always proves them right.
Woof woof.
Exactly. The nerve of this guy.
Oh my god.
Does anybody think that Kakuryu is looking like the guy to beat in this Basho?
Oh hell no. Hakuho doesn't have to fight Ishiura. Massive advantage.
Yeah, I think if it was like any other kind of comparison, it would be probably way swayed to Kakuryu. But once again, it's Hakuho. Of the two, like Jake said, he doesn't have to face Ishiura, so he has that going for him. But other than that, it's like, it's Hakuho has the pedigree. You just can't count him out.
Yeah, Hakuho also, if it does come down to day 15 again, Hakuho is 44-8 against Kakuryu all time.
Yeah, and I think we kind of look at the quality of the losses. Hakuho lost to Onosho, the second straight time that Onosho has beaten Hakuho. So we know Onosho has it in him to do that. He lost to Takada Fuji, but so did Kakuryu. So those kind of wash each other out. And I think Kakuryu looked worse in his losses because he also lost to Takanosho, who started off really well. He was 4-1. He's cooled off and he's 5-5 now. And that was the first time Takanosho's been up in this range. I don't know. Something still kind of looks a little bit off about Kakuryu. Hakuho looks like, I don't know. Those are just two weird missteps, but he's looked like regular Hakuho after that. So I would have to agree that I would say Hakuho is the clear favorite at this point. Out of the two Yokozuna, besides Ishiura being far beyond and away the favorite to win this Yusho.
Oh, naturally.
But, yeah. Speaking of people that are not favorites to win the Yusho, Takakeisho. We
have to?
We are the only source of news for this Basho, Mac. So we have to report it all, the good and the bad. And unfortunately,
It is our duty.
No, but every time he took to the clay, it was just like, please. And every time
of course,
just disappointed me.
Mac is talking about the very disappointing Takakeisho. We talked about it on the day 5 episode where he started 2-3. I think we were all fairly optimistic at that point that it was just kind of he'll knock the rust off. He'll get out there. He'll get this 8-7. He'll figure it out. But he has not won a match since day 3 when he beat Oki no Umi. And on day 10, he secured his 8th loss. So Takakeisho will be demoted from the Ozeki rank for the second time. Really appears that pectoral muscle that he injured a while ago is still giving him issues. But Fleric, kind of what are just your thoughts on what we've seen from Takakeisho this basho?
Yeah, he was obviously fighting a little bit hurt. I had a little hope of him coming in that this kind of rest time he would be a little bit better, doing okay. But there was definitely something off of him, like in most every single match you saw. And I was hoping he'd be able to maybe string some together, kind of do the hurt Kataban Rikshi, able to get enough wins, but he went 0-5 in the day 6 through 10. He just, you can't fault him for trying. He does have that Rikshi spirit. He wanted to keep the Ozeki rank, but he just unfortunately didn't have enough skill to put it together this basho.
Yeah, and something we can probably talk about on the preview for the next tournament, but we know he has a history of sitting out important tournaments that comes to his Ozeki rank. So if this is something that's severe enough, maybe he sits out the Nagoya basho to recover from this injury, and then he has to get the Ozeki rank the hard way again. But that's a conversation for another day. Just a sad conversation that we'll have to have when that happens. Mac or Jake, just any thoughts on Takakeisho, what we've seen this basho, or his time as Ozeki?
I think the most telling of these losses was Daisho beating Takakeisho on day 6. Not just the result, because that Daisho is like alternates between Yokozuna caliber and like garbage bin caliber, like depending, like he just wakes up in the morning and flips a coin. But Daisho beat Takakeisho by Uwatenage. Daisho is almost as much of a pusher thruster as Takakeisho. Like in his wins, he is very, very heavy on pushing techniques. And it was very strange. Like Takakeisho's an Ozeki, and you'd think that if both guys have to go to plan B, you'd want Takakeisho, the Ozeki, like the second highest rank, this beacon of sumo skill and all that. You'd really think and hope that his plan B would be better. But no, as soon as Daisho gets a hold of Takakeisho's Mawashi, just boom, Uwatenage, overarm throw, and Takakeisho bites the dust. I don't know. That one in particular was kind of depressing. Like Takara Fuji and Abi both beat him by Oshidashi. That's at least the style of fight that Takakeisho wants. So he was able to keep guys off the. Well, okay, it's not an accomplishment to keep Abi off the belt, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't know.
I think it does say something though that he got into the sumo battle that he wanted, an Oshi fight, and he still ended up losing that. Normally he wins those.
Yeah, and Abi in particular is always held up as like this beacon of pure Oshi sumo, and losing to a guy. Okay, not well.
Oh yeah, beacon
example.
Beacon, at least when it comes to attacking the throat and then like backing up and sidestep.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, somebody who is like exclusively has one plan and yet has proven in his career that he's not as good as Takakeisho. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell everything from one match, but dang.
You can sure tell a lot from 8, and that's all we needed this time.
That is true.
So
you can tell a lot from a basho worthy matches.
Yeah. So with Takakeisho being demoted, that just continues this historic streak of Ozeki tumultuousness that we have been seeing over the past year and a half. So with Asanoyama, he's going to be the sole Ozeki going into the Nagoya basho. That'll be our 9th straight basho with a different set of Ozeki from the one prior to it. We have not had 2 straight basho with the same Ozeki for over a year and a half.
And that means we're going to have a funky Bansuke going into Nagoya.
Yep, we're going to have another Yokozuna Ozeki.
Again. This is going to be weird. I don't like this.
Yeah, everybody know Matt cannot handle change.
Balance. I need balance and structure. There are 2 Yokozuna and there are 2 Ozeki. That's it.
We need to find the Ozeki avatar to bring balance to the Bansuke.
Clearly.
Hey, I just started watching that show. It's actually pretty good, it turns out.
Hey,
it's
families,
fantastic.
check out Avatar. It's now on Netflix. It's a good time for the kids and the parents.
Just be sure it's not the M. Night Shyamalan version. Watch the TV series.
Oh, yeah, be careful.
But Mac, we will have 2 Yokozuna. We'll have Hakuho and Kakuryu, and we'll also have 2 Ozeki. We'll have Asanoyama and Kakuryu. It's simple.
Stop it! It's not
Everybody
right.
wins.
Let's talk about an Ozeki who looks like an Ozeki, and that is Asanoyama. He got off to a little bit of a shaky start, losing to Takanosho and Daisho in the first 4 days, but ever since then, he has reeled off 6 straight matches, including beating Mitaki Yumi, who we'll get to in a second, but Mitaki Yumi's looking pretty good so far. So I don't know that there's much to say about Asanoyama, except that he looks like Asanoyama and an Ozeki that is doing Ozeki things, which I guess in this time and age is a remarkable fact.
Clearly.
I got a couple of grunts of approval for him. Like, ugh, yeah, good stuff.
What more needs to be said?
I could not
Indeed.
possibly say it better.
Yeah. So let's talk about Mitaki Yumi, who is also 8-2 right now. He is in that chaser pack along with Asanoyama. Failed to mention that. But Mitaki Yumi still has to face both Yokozuna and Takakeisho if Takakeisho stays in. I guess we didn't talk about that. Takakeisho 2-8. Are we thinking that he's going to pull out after this? I mean, he's clearly injured. He hasn't been winning. He has nothing to fight for at this point. Do you guys think that he pulls out at this time?
I don't think it'll be him willingly saying, okay, I'm done. I'm going to quit. I think Azoya Okada is going to grab him by the mawashi and say, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, his Oyakata, we know, was a major factor in him pulling out of that last tournament where he was too injured to maintain his Ozeki rank.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful that his coach remains that like super pragmatic mindset where it's like there's nothing to fight for. We're done. I don't know. That always is encouraging to me when we get that kind of thing where it's like you need your rest, so boom, you're getting it.
Yeah. But yeah, Mitaki Yumi, back to him. Still has to face both Yokozuna. He has already lost to Asanoyama, lost to him on day 9 in a fantastic match. So we've seen this from Mitaki Yumi before. We've seen him do really well at the beginning of the tournament and then really fade in the second half of the tournament. We just saw him lose on day 9. He did beat Shodai on day 10, but what do we think we're going to just see another second week meltdown from him? I mean, both Yokozuna are still alive, and the only time that he's won Yusho has been when there were no Yokozuna in the tournament. What do you think, Jake?
I think that he's a solid contender for a June Yusho, but yeah, I mean, having both Yokozuna in there is a major knock against him winning. But I do have to say that day 9 loss, say what you will about losing to Takanosho, that loss is looking worse and worse as the tournament goes on. But losing to Asanoyama in the kind of match that they had, there's no shame in that. It's rare that you see somebody look that good in a loss. But yeah, I don't know. Again, with both Yokozuna in there, that's at least one loss that would bring him down to 3. Man, I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing Mitaki Yumi stick this out all the way through. I just don't think it's going to happen with all 3 of the guys ranked above him that are doing well in the hunt.
So let's put it like this, because Mitaki Yumi is infamous for being a Sekiwake and getting a 9-6 or 8-7 record. So Jake, we'll start with you and we'll ask everybody else. Over under 9.5 wins for Mitaki Yumi.
Over. I think he gets 10, but no more.
All right, Flerick, what do you think?
I go over.
Mac?
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was going to say same kind of thinking. He's already 8-2. Like he definitely has some hard matches coming up, but I think he has some favorable people around that time, especially Takakeisho. There's some people who are up in the higher ranks. I think he can get some wins against.
What do you think, Mac?
I think fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, or however many times we've been watching Mitaki Yumi and seen it crumble. Shame on you. So no, I'm going with the under on this one.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's tough to predict that he's going to go 1-4 to finish this out to get that 9-6. But I mean,
We've seen
He's
it.
kind of got that history of doing that. I don't know that it's ever been anything quite that severe, but actually there was one time, if we look back in January of 2018, he started off 7-0 and then promptly lost 7 of his next 8 matches. So with that precedence firmly in hand, I'm gonna take the under on Mitake Yumi. He's doing his usual thing. He got 10 wins last time. I was like, ooh, Ozeki run? No, not Ozeki run. He always crumbles in the second basho of an Ozeki run. So yeah.
But Ryan, it's getting warmer out. This is warm weather, Mitake Yumi.
Shit.
He won the Yusho in July. The Goya Basho.
But it's May. It's not quite the
we're not warm
sweltering
enough yet.
humidity and heat of July quite yet.
Well,
So I'm
So like a June Yusho.
I don't know. Think about who there is though that's going to beat him. Like even if we assume both Yokozuna beat him, there's still 3 more matches. One of which is the most threatening of which, well, let's see. He's already faced Asanoyama, but he hasn't faced Takakeisho. So I think Takakeisho, with how that's going, we could probably assume that's going to be a win. That leaves Daisho, who's 5-5. So that all depends on who the hell Daisho decides to be when he wakes up in the morning. Let's see. And then he's faced, I think he's got one Maegashira 3 that he still has to face if everybody stays in here. That'd be Kiribayama. And I think Kiribayama, I don't know, he's probably got a pretty good shot at that. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking that he can get 3 more wins, but let's assume that he probably loses to both Yokozuna. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking he gets 10, but probably not more than that.
You've left out the fiercest enemy of all, Jake, and that is Mitake Yumi's history and record. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
I forgot he
gonna
has yet to face Mitake Yumi.
Himself.
So as a counterpoint to Jake, I brought up that January basho where he went 8-7, and included in those losses in the final week, he did lose to the one person he beat was Yokozuna Kakuryu, but in those 7 losses was one to a 4-8 Maegashira 5 Oki no Umi.
Oh, what the hell?
A 6-5 Maegashira 4 Shodai, a 5-5 Maegashira
Ew.
4 Arawashi. So I have just
Yeah.
rendered your argument null and void. Mitake Yumi 9-6.
I don't know. Arawashi retired, so I think that threat's off the table.
Damn it, you're right.
That's what you think. He's gonna come back.
Straight out of retirement, Arawashi makes his way to the doyo.
Oh no, but what if Nega Arawashi Chiyoshoma somehow manages to get a Juryo versus Sekiwake match? I'm just saying.
If we get enough Fusens, like maybe it could happen.
Yeah, if everyone else pulls out.
Oh, nope, it's too late. Chiyoshima fought on day 9, so we can't have another match back up in the top division.
All right, so Mitake Yumi Yusho it is. Ryan's
Let-
words.
Let's talk about some of the contenders for the Yusho race that are currently Maegashira ranked. So we've talked about Ishiura a bit already, but let's put a number to it. Over under 11.5 wins for the current Maegashira Yusho contenders. So Ishiura is currently 9-1. Over under 11.5 wins for him, Mac.
I say over. I'm feeling good about Ishiura's run. I want it to be real. History, it's working against me. I know we've seen him crumble, and his competition is going to go better, but I'm hopeful. So over.
How far does he push it?
I have no idea. I'm saying 12. Get that minimum. Just get that high water mark.
Gotcha. All right.
He's gonna get 12 to please Mac, and then he's gonna stop.
And his job will be complete. I will be satisfied.
Fleric, over under 11.5 wins for former Yusho winner Tokushoryu.
Well, Tokushoryu, I thought we were talking about Ishiura. But yeah, Tokushoryu, obviously over. Like, let me look up his schedule. But that's definitely what my heart is saying is over. And if only this was, and he faced off against, he did lose to Ishiura and Chiyotaryu. I don't know. He seems to be doing pretty well. He said 11.5.
Yeah, so 12
he's at
wins
8-2.
for Tokushoryu.
That's 4 more wins.
Yep.
I don't know. I think he's showing that he's how many matches? 5 left.
Yeah, 4-1
It's like
in the
3.
final 5 days.
So 2.5 would be average. So, yeah, I think I have to unfortunately see under on this one. There's too much top talent kind of left, and I think he's kind of dominating his the people who are around him on the Bansuke. So I think he's gonna win more than he's lost. I think he's a favorite in those. But like I said, there's too much top talent still left in the people to win 4 out of the next 5.
All right. Jake, how about Sada no Umi? Over under 11.5 wins.
I think it's kind of tricky for somebody at his rank because if he continues doing well right away, they're going to give him hard matchups and he's just going to get pounded into dust. But if he loses another match or two on days 11 or 12 or something like that, then maybe he stays in the easy lower part of the division and gets some favorable matchups. I am going to say under because he is on quite a streak. It looks like he has won the last 5 matches that he's been in. So I think he's going to win day 11 or 12, maybe both, and then get pushed up to like maybe somebody in the Joy or something like that. And then being Sada no Umi, who cannot hang in that part of the division, I think he'll get beaten down. I think Sada no Umi will probably get 9 to 10 wins, even though he's already got 8.
All right. And I will take the final guy, Nishiki-gi, over under 11.5 wins. And for the prophecy to come true, that has to be over 11.5 wins. I think we're looking at 13-2 Yusho winner Nishiki-gi.
Whoa.
There we go.
Following
It has
the
been
same
written.
exact script from Tokushoryu. The script has been written by Tokushoryu. It's just up to the lower ranked guys to follow the script. So I think we only have... we had 2-2 guys, so we're going to have a couple of 12-win bashos from lower ranked Maegashira. That's pretty good. Let's talk about some people that are injured, and that conversation has to start with Tyrone Ofuji, who went Kyujo on day 7 after an 0-6 start to the basho. So Tyrone Ofuji on his way back down to Juryo and possibly beyond. This could be the end of Tyrone Ofuji, but definitely not what we wanted to see from the Kaiju on his return to the Makuuchi division. Another guy that's looking hurt. I mean, we already talked about Takakeisho. Clearly something not right with him. Ikioi looks even worse than Takakeisho. Kind of looks like he belongs more in a hospital at this point than on the dohyo.
The human hamburger.
He is Ishiura, and he will walk onto that dohyo until his legs are physically taken from him.
Yeah,
And
I
even
just
then-
hope. Let's see, who's he facing on day 11? Looks like Hokkaido Fuji. I think the only thing Hokkaido Fuji can do is bring a wooden stake and a clove of garlic onto the dohyo because there's no other way that that Ikioi is going to be brought low. Like
The undead Ikioi.
we have to
Get
start
some-
looking into like grimoires and Necronomicons and things like that if we're ever going to have Ikioi ever pull out of a tournament. But
Yeah,
holy
get some
damn, he
get
looks
some
bad.
garlic salt. Get some garlic salt to
Yeah.
throw into the.
All of a sudden, he doesn't step in the dohyo. Wait, your match is about to begin. But no,
I'm not going in there. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, 5 minutes from the match, they're going to fetch Ikioi from his coffin in the depths of his Transylvanian castle and transport him over to the dohyo where he does one match, loses yet
Yeah.
another limb, and then goes right back until the next
Mhm.
the next nightfall.
As is tradition.
Yeah. And then another guy we talked about possibly being injured in our last episode is Oki no Umi. Still not looking good. He did pick up 2 wins in these past couple of days, and then beating Endo on day 10. But, I mean, Endo isn't looking any better
Yeah.
himself. He's 2-8 as well.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
So who knows what's going on with Endo this basho. I think the last time we saw him in this shape with this kind of record, we knew that he had an injured ankle, so maybe something's going on there, but Endo not looking right. Let's make sure we talk about the rest of the guys in the Sanyaku ranks. And so, of course, we turn to our top Shodai correspondent, Fleric. Shodai is 5-5 after day 10. Kachikoshi or Makekoshi for Shodai?
Trash. Makagoshi. Easy.
Do we have consensus from the rest of the podcast on our top Shodai correspondence take?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't want to make Fleric angry because then he'll just make the joke worse. But I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Makekoshi, but obviously not as strongly because Shodai does have potentially 2 Ozeki, again, depends on Takakeisho, and 2 Yokozuna matches yet to go. And that's going to be rough.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jake. It's got to be a Makekoshi.
Yeah, as a Sekiwake, you got to lock up that winning record pretty early because you're going to have each other, and he did already lose to the other Sekiwake, but you're also going to have both Ozeki and both Yokozuna in that final stretch, and that's going to be rough.
So this is a brand new Shodai. He is coming off 3 straight winning records, 11-4, 13-2, and an 8-7. If he does face Takakeisho, that's an easy win at this point. So boom, there's 1 out of 5. He will be going up against Hakuho at some point. He beat Hakuho last time. Boom, easy 2 wins.
Whoa. You assuming he could beat him twice? Come on.
He's already beaten Hakuho twice. I don't have the numbers exactly.
Back to back in back-to-back tournaments.
Yeah, he just did it. I mean, all he has to do is look at the tape. Boom, that's how I beat Hakuho.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Do that thing again. Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Right
Two
there.
easy wins for Shodai. And then he just has the match against Asanoyama, Kakuryu, losses. Boom, 2-2 there. But then he's got to face another Maegashira. Boom, win. 3-2. Shodai, 8-7. Book it.
I'm not going to book that.
No, I'm not shipping that. Nope.
As a top Shodai correspondent, I think your math is suspect.
Oh, highly suspect.
Shodai over Hakuho. Book it. And then we have Daisho, who is 5-5 at this point and is well on his way to like an 8th, 9th, 10th consecutive 8-7 Basho. Any reason to, or 7-8? Is there any reason to believe Daisho will not finish 8-7 or 7-8?
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
So Takanosho, we talked about him a little bit earlier. He started off 4-1, Maegashira 2. He was 12-3 at the Maegashira 9 rank in the last Basho, so vaulting all the way up into the Joy for the first time in his career. So facing the tough schedule that a Maegashira 2 gets in the first week, he's already fought both Yokozuna, only one Ozeki because he's in the same stable as Takakeisho, and looks like just Shodai. He has not fought Mitakayumi yet, but he started off with that schedule 4-1 and has since gone 1-4, with all 4 of those losses being to Maegashira ranked guys. So he did well against the Sanyaku, but is now losing to the Maegashiras. Jake, what do you think is going on with Takanosho in these second 5 days?
I have a pet theory that I have just decided is my new thing, and that Takanosho is Daisho 2, the Wrath of Khan. He has absolutely no pattern to whether he shows up at the absolute peak of sumo excellence or absolutely nothing.
A no-show, if you will.
Yes, Takanosho, but with a W at the end, so it's no-show. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Taka no show and Taka no show.
There you go.
No, that's worse. So anyways,
so much better.
The loss to Endo on day 7 looks particularly bad. The loss to Onosho on day 8 looks kind of bad. Same with Yutakayama. I mean, both those guys are guys that he should beat, considering like how hot he started this. I don't know, man. Like I feel like, yeah, I feel like I should group him in with Daisho because I don't have a clue what to expect from him in any given match until it starts. And then, yeah. I don't know, man.
The dude is still young. Like, what I think these hot wins show me is that he has potential. He has the potential to do great and win against some very top people, but he just doesn't have the consistency and he doesn't have the experience. He keeps on getting into these bad situations where he kind of fumbles a grip on the Mawashi and that ends up costing him a match. He just has to kind of shore up on those things, but he's not there yet. He has potential, but he's just not there yet.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of a promising future. I mean, obviously, he did well in the first 5 days. Fantastic. No questions there. But we're still seeing, like you were saying, Flair, he's still new. He doesn't quite know how to handle himself when he loses that grip on the Mawashi. And in those situations, you need the experience in order to see you through that. So I think we can expect really good things from Takanosho in the future, but he's going to go through some growing pains.
So, Mac, what are our thoughts on Enho at this point in time? He started off pretty poorly. He started, let's see, after the first 5 days, he was 1-4. He's 3-2 in the next 5 days, so he's 4-6 currently. Do you think he can turn it all the way around and turn this into like an 8-7, 9-6 Basho?
If you could say anything about the Mawashi magician that is Enho, one of those could be that he has been figured out. But in this case, he's coming back. So obviously, he's got more tricks up that Mawashi in places we don't want to know about. So I'm going to say that he's going to go 8-7. I think he's going to pull this out.
All right. Fleric, Tochinoshin. He is already Makekoshi. He is 2-8, clearly still bothered by those knee injuries. At the place where he's on the Bansuke, Maegashira 11, if he doesn't win anymore, he's joining Tyrone Ofuji as former Ozeki in the Juryo division. Do you think Tochinoshin he probably needs like 2 or 3 more wins at this point to stay in the Makuuchi division? Do you think he gets it?
I don't know. Once again, my heart kind of says yes, but looking at this record, he's getting his ass whooped this time. It's 3 more to stay into the division out of 5. The majority of the wins, I don't know about that. I think, unfortunately, he's probably going to be dropping the Juryo with Tyrone Ofuji.
Yeah, looking at his wins, he beat Kaisei, who is currently, I believe Kaisei is 3-7, yeah, and Koto Yuki, who I think is 4-6. Double checking my math, yeah, 4-6. So he's beaten guys that aren't doing good, and the way the scheduling is going to work is that he's going to keep facing guys for the most part with similar record to him. So he's going to have a chance against probably, well, I would say against the Ikiois or the Tamawashis, but he's already fought and lost to those guys. So he's going to have a chance maybe like against Endo or Okinoumi to pick up a win against these guys that are doing poorly. But yeah, I don't know. We might be seeing the retirement of 2 former Ozeki after this one. It depends on how long they want to stick around.
I don't know about retirement. Like, you still get paid down Juryo.
I mean, that's true.
He like bought like a farm or something, or a castle.
His daughter needs more.
I always confuse farms and castles. You're right.
It's a translation thing. We're not positive what he meant.
It's a Georgian translation.
Yeah, I definitely think he's on twilight of career. But I'm still hopeful he's gonna maybe. I don't think he's gonna retire. I get the feeling he's gonna retire once he drops from Juryo, once the paycheck stops coming in, because I'm not sure if he's gonna stick around to the sumo. Retire. I guess the sumo like elder become Oyakata.
Join the JFA.
I don't think he's going to join the Kyokai at all. So my guess is he's going to stick around as long as possible, up his retirement bonus number, however the heck that works, and then he's going to go back to his castle and have a good time
and raise his chickens. And Jake, what about Koto Shoho? He is a guy that is making his Makuuchi debut. I believe only 20 years old. Had a bit of a rough start. He started off 2-3, but has since gone 4-1 and is 6-4. Do you think we see him get the Makuuchi debut special, the 10-5 with a Kanto show?
I think he's got a pretty solid chance here. And part of the reason why is me using this segue to talk about my favorite guy, Takayasu. Because Koto Shoho's most impressive win in this second act here was against Takayasu. And Takayasu's looked pretty good, but in this match with Koto Shoho, he showed that he's maybe not still 100% recovered. Koto Shoho kind of exposed Takayasu's arm injury, that his left elbow. But regardless, Koto Shoho has been very impressive in the second act, notably, not the first, where he went 2-3. But in the second act here, let's see, who's he taking down? Kaisei by Hitaki Komi. Kaisei, that's, not super outrageous for Kaisei to lose that way. He also beat Shohozan, Tochi Noshin. That win doesn't look, super impressive, but he beat Sadanoumi,
Sadanoumi. Yeah.
the Kingslayer Sadanoumi. But yeah, Kodo Shoho, he's looking great, and just because he's at the bottom of the Bansuke, a lot of these people are guys that he may have faced in Juryo anyways, so he may have some experience against the guys that he's coming up against. I think a lot of it is just the momentum and the the fighting spirit. If he can really push through, he very well could go 4-1, but I think it's more likely he probably ends up like 3-2. Just pessimism and combined with just the realism of knowing that a lot of these guys that he hasn't faced before, he may have no idea what he's doing, and that's probably more likely than him surprising them with any sort of stylistic eccentricities to get some sort of debut prize.
Yeah. Maybe end up like Koto Nowaka did in the previous Basho, where I believe he went 9-6, falling just short of that 10-win mark where you would have expected him to win a special prize. Confirmed, yep, 9-6.
Yeah, and four of those losses were in the last 6 days.
Yeah.
So, it's just as likely, probably more likely, that a Juryo debut or a debut in the top division coming out of Juryo doesn't go super well, but it goes well enough. So that's kind of where I'm thinking he'll end up.
Yep. And Koto Nowaka is doing all right in his follow-up. He is 5-5 at Maegashira 13. So not doing bad, not doing good. We'll find out in the next 5 days. Anybody else we want to touch on before we do a quick update on our Champ Chump series? I will point out, we talked about Shima no Umi as a co-lead, or not a co-leader, but one behind the leader in our post Day 5 episode. And Jake said he saw him as a potential special prize winner. Shima no Umi has since gone on to go 1-4 following that statement.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Man. Oh man, Jake.
Oh no.
How dare you try to predict something?
I'm such an idiot.
I'm just scrolling through the rest. Terutsuyoshi, he is 3-7 at his highest career rank. Kind of what we saw from the last time Terutsuyoshi was in the single-digit Maegashira ranks. I think he went like 4-11 at Maegashira 9 a few.
He hasn't been
ago.
looking too good, like physically either.
Yeah. So kind of just to yeah, I was exactly right. 4-11 at Maegashira 9 was his previous career high before this. So yeah, not a good performance from Terutsuyoshi. Might just be a little bit too high for his skill level at this point, or it could be a lingering issue. Hokkaido Fuji. We haven't brought him up yet. 6-4. Good rebound from that 4-11 last time.
We almost got
it,
through
buddy.
I know.
So
Almost.
close. So close.
And I think Abi is worth mentioning. We brought him up a little bit before, but he is 5-5 at this point. He seems to be the kind of guy nowadays who's just like somewhere between 9 wins and 6 wins is all he's ever going to do. He's not going to do really good or really bad. He's just going to probably be like Daisho, but he's just a worse Daisho.
Just kind of hanging out in the joy.
Yep.
Big ups to Koto Yuki for having a losing record. That always helps me enjoy Basho a little bit more. That rat bastard.
Oh, and
there we go.
And not big ups to Kagayaki for having a winning record and disappointing us all.
Yeah, that's not
Screw that guy. Chio Tairyu dropped another one on day 10 to fall out of that like top pack, right behind Ishura. Chio Tairyu now at 7-3.
Who did he lose to on day 10?
I don't have that in front of me.
I'll fill that in for you. It was Hokkaido Fuji.
Oh, God. Your boy.
Can we not? Can we move on, please?
Well, I was just going to say that Chio Tairyu, I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it doesn't make any sense, but I've kind of grown to like him, and I kind of hope that he gets a little bit back up there towards where he belongs in the joy-ish kind of area. I think it's the sideburns.
Yeah. Okay. I will point out Kagayaki at 6-4 with 2 losses to both of the Yokozuna, probably well on his way to securing no career accolades. for another consecutive basho.
Another no special prize, no Junyusho, no Kinboshi, no nothing kind of career.
Yep, furthering the legacy of Kageyaki as we've
Sounds
come to know
appropriate.
it.
I now want to see him rise as far as possible with no accolades.
I bet he could hit Sekiwake with no prizes.
He could probably, well, if you got 11-4 and 3 straight basho, they're probably going to throw you a Kanto show.
Yeah,
If he,
turn
I was
into
gonna
the
say he might
bane
be
of
able to
this
eke
whole
his way
thing.
to Ozeki without any accolades, but I bet they'd throw in a
Yeah.
Kanto show or something at one point.
Yeah,
I
it would be tough to get those Zeki without some kind of special prize.
Yeah.
11-4 3 times in a row is kind of the bare minimum. Maybe a 10-5 depending on circumstances and the rest of the Batsuke, but like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do hope that he gets a better. Maybe I hope that he gets like a 9-6, but like a bunch of them in a row, and nothing else ever.
Nothing.
And then maybe due to the dearth of Ozeki talent, they're just like, yeah, that's good enough here. 27 wins and 3 straight basho. Just take the Ozeki promotion. We need one.
Yeah. Here's
We
hoping.
must bring balance.
Yeah.
It must be
Bonsuke.
balance for the love of the sumo gods. There
The
must be
Bonsuke is going to
balance.
tip over.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our prediction series where I continue to lead with 15 points. Hakuho is my champ, bringing me 8 points, and Kiribayama is my chump, bringing me 7 points. Fleric is right behind me. His champ is Mitake Yumi with 8 points, and his chump is Kotoyuki with 6 points. So he has 14 points.
Come for you.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you. The Kotoyuki is gonna just. I have good feelings he's gonna do terribly.
Jake is in third right now with 12 points. Kakuryu has 8 points for him, and Kageyaki only has 4 points as his chump. Matt-
Here's hoping that Kakuryu gets hit by a car driven by Kageyaki, who goes on to win out, so that we don't have to have Mac be the loser.
Oh, come on. I'm up to
Yeah,
3
here's
pages now.
Well, out of the 4 of us, Mac is currently losing. He does have the best champ out of all of us with Asanoyama. So Asanoyama has the same. We all nailed our champ picks, by the way. All of our champs have 8 wins right
yeah, we
behind
did.
Ishiura. But
Yeah.
Mac, his champ, has a win over somebody else's champ because
That is true.
Asanoyama beat Fleric's champ Mitake Yumi. That garnered a bonus point for Asanoyama. So that makes him the
Yeah.
best current champ.
Or wait, no, I
But-
want that.
But Mac also has by far the worst chump, who only has 2 points in Takanosho. Takanosho has those 5 losses, but he lost 3 points for Mac by getting that Kinboshi over Kakuryu.
Ooh.
You know what?
Yep,
we
that
can
was the
waive
big
that penalty this time, right?
No. I'm sorry.
No, no,
Taking those
he's
shows-
starting to slide. He's got Magashira left. I'm feeling confident.
I was gonna say Takanosho's doing what he can to get some of those losses and get those points in there for Mac.
I have a morbid curiosity about what Mac losing this punishment will look like. So I'm cheering for Takanosho.
No, come on.
But bringing up the rear are our fans. Their crowdsourced picks for champ and chump. Takakeisho was their champ, 2 points. Ooh. And Shodai was their chump with 7 points. So he only has 5 losses, but he has lost to fellow chumps Kageyaki and I believe Kiribayama.
Yeah, there's no way he would have faced Kotoyuki.
Yeah, which gives him bonus points as a chump for losing to other chumps. So he has 7 points as that chump there.
Hey, Ryan.
yeah.
Knock, knock.
You haven't lost yet.
Nope, doesn't count.
Oh, come
Nope,
on.
can't do
I
it.
will not fall for it.
I have
Can't
to
do
do
it.
these.
No, you're just going to have to let it build up in your system for the next 5 days.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He's going to have
And then
serious
hopefully
blue brain.
Jake will lose and you'll never get the sweet release.
Oh, total hardcore blue
don't
brain.
You dare. Don't you dare. I have these are gold. These are gold knock jokes. The world
and,
must suffer with me.
Yeah. Before we move on, though, so fans, get on our level.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Wait, could we
Get
have
good,
the
guys.
fans? No, wait a minute. Could we have the fans do the knock jokes?
That's
They can
a
send
good
us their knock
point.
jokes.
We could, you'll still have to do it, Mac. But we can also make them
no.
do
My
it.
3 pages are not going to waste. But the fans could send us their knock jokes.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good call. We'll send that out on Twitter after their loss is official, which it's very much looking like it will be.
Yeah, it
All
won't be long.
Let's move on to our record-setting second lightning round of the Basho. Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
So, Jake, who has impressed you the most in days 6 through 10?
That would have to be Asanoyama and his undefeated run through this second act. I just think it's hard to put anyone above him. Ishiura has one loss to somebody that's not all that, highly regarded. But Asanoyama has 5 wins over guys in the Joy. So that's way more impressive to me.
What about you, Mac?
I would say you for using fancy to describe this podcast. I don't think that has ever been applied to us before.
It's about time I got recognition in the most impressive category.
I use that ironically.
So,
But no,
I'm going to say I'm most impressed with Mac for giving me the recognition that I deserve.
no, thank you. But
So
no,
it's a
in terms
tie.
of Sumotori, Ikioi, the undead phenom who would put the Undertaker to shame. Dear God, man, how do you do it?
For merely showing up. I like it.
We need a video edit mixing together WWE's Undertaker with Ikioi.
Oh my God, yes. Somebody do that.
We can crowdsource that as well. Fleric, who has impressed you the most?
I gotta have to give it to my boy Tokushoryu. Everyone has doubts after his not so great record the last boss show, but he's proven them wrong with a very solid in the Yusha race one-off pace this time around.
Yeah.
And I love to see it. I am definitely cheering. I'm giving him the huge home crowd cheering that he missed out last boss show. Like after each nacho chip I eat, I make sure to yell out his name. And so he is still number one in my heart. I just super impressed with him doing well.
Yeah. And I got to go with Ishiura. He doesn't have the best record in days 6 through 10, but to continue on with being the sole leader since day 5 and only picking up 1 loss, he's had that pressure since at least day 5. So to still be 1 win ahead of everybody else in the field, I got to say Ishiura is very impressive. Mac, who has been the most disappointing to you in days 6 through 10?
I would say the man that has contributed to my ice cream addiction, although the corn ice cream and those delicious ice cream sandwiches I've been getting from the vending machines have been outstanding, but that would be Taki Keisho. He just keeps breaking my heart every time he took the clay.
What about you, Fleric?
It's got to be. I should not have let him wiggle his way back into my heart again. But Endo, I thought he was doing pretty good, but no, he is not. He's doing what he did last time to make me not a huge fan of him. Endo is 2-8 this boss show, and he is not looking too good.
I've got to go with Tyrone Ofuji. I feel bad because he clearly wasn't right coming into this Basho, but really had high expectations for the former Ozeki to do well in the lower ranks and possibly get back into the Sanyaku rank sometime in his career. That just looks a lot less likely after him pulling out this tournament.
Yeah, Sumo's hard.
Apparently. Who
Indeed,
would've thought?
Sumo is hard.
Jake, who's been your most disappointing so far?
Takanosho. I thought we had something. I don't know. He's certainly been good, but the phenom level, blue chip prospect kind of thing that we had going on in the first act definitely has he's definitely taken some luster off that.
Yeah. So, Fleric, in days 6 through 10, what has been your favorite match?
It's got to be the one that just maybe put a smile on my face going through, and that has to be the Shodai versus Takanosho, of where Shodai just put up the most pitiful of Tachi-Eyes, if you want to even call it a Tachi-Eye, and Takanosho just he brought it this one match. He was supposed to just do terribly this whole 5 days, but he brought this one match just to take Shodai to town.
The one win he got in the past 5 days.
Exactly. And just to completely embarrass him, and that just put a smile on my face. So I love that match.
All right, I'm going to go with probably the best match we've seen in the Basho so far, and that was on day 9, Asanoyama defeating Mitaki Yumi. And as always, other people can describe Sumo way better than me, so I will let Bruce describe Bruce Henderson from the Tachi-Eye blog, who is writing up all of the recaps for the people who cannot see the Basho to know how it went. So I will let him describe this match for me through my voice, so it'll still sound like me. This was always going to be a powerhouse match. Shin Ozeki Asanoyama had a chance to knock the lone man chasing Ishiura down to the 2-loss group, and he put everything he had into this match. He took a brutal blast at the Tachiai, with Mitakayumi getting the inside position and thrusting upward at his chin with his right hand. But Asanoyama's left hand found Mitakayumi's belt. Mitakayumi countered with a flurry of thrusts to Asanoyama's face, but Asanoyama's grip was unbroken. Realizing he could not brush Asanoyama away, Mitakayumi attempted to slap him down, but that release of forward pressure was everything Asanoyama needed to drive Mitakayumi over the bales. Fast and brutal, this match was a tremendous clash of styles.
Ooh,
Well
Very nice.
spoken. Well done.
that was a good one.
Thank you. I shouldn't have given any credit to Bruce and just taken all the credit for myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you lose?
All right, Jake, what has been your favorite match between days 6 and 10?
Well, you poor bastards thought you were going to get through a whole episode with 0 MMA references,
Oh, God.
but no luck. So my favorite match of the second act here is between a guy who's 5-5 and a guy who's 3-7. Both of them in the double-digit Maegashira. However, the reason it's my favorite match is Shohozan almost decapitated Chiyomaru with an uppercut.
I was not happy with that match.
I mean, sumo is, of course, like tied for my favorite sport here, but I do like seeing crossovers. And Shohozan, the MMA reference here that we're going to toss in, and I'd like everyone to look this up, is Alistair Overeem losing to Francis Ngannou. It's an MMA match where just purely excellent timing and excellent power contributed to a man almost dying. And Shohozan versus Chiyomaru just gave me shades of this, where Chiyomaru, he didn't get the best Tachiai going on there, and he left an opening for Shohozan to like wind up and basically like reach all the way down to the ground to charge up for like this massive Shoryuken uppercut. And yeah, I thought Chiyomaru was going to die, but he actually hung in there enough to like have a pitiful counterattack of his own before losing. But damn.
All right, Mac, what was your favorite match of the Basho through days 6 through 10?
Again, it was one of those to where I wish there were more people that could watch this, because we got stuck in Nagoya where we couldn't see the cushions thrown, and in this case, just us throwing the cushions wasn't quite enough. Takara Fuji taking on Hakuho and winning on day 6. That had to be my favorite.
Yeah, Takara Fuji getting those wins were pretty nice.
You gotta love it when a 30-plus-year-old beats another 30-plus-year-old, especially when that other 30-plus-year-old is named Hakuho. Shout out to all the other 30-plus-year-olds out there. Well done.
Hey, that's all of us now, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Aw.
finally turned 30. I guess last month, now that it's June, but yeah.
One of us.
Yeah, you're old and your body sucks now, just like us.
Aha.
I have found that I grunt a lot more when I sit down than I did about a month ago.
Oh yeah,
It
like
doesn't
your
get better.
your 20s is where you start grunting when you get up, and your 30s is where you grunt when you sit down.
All right, let's make this last question real quick. Is anybody not choosing Hakuho for their person they think is going to win?
There's no reason not to pick him.
Is Hakuho still in the Basho?
Yeah,
Then
but
Hakuho.
so is Nishikigi.
Ooh.
All right, yeah.
Hakuho.
I think we're all going with
It's
Hakuho
Hakuho.
there.
Yeah, I gotta. Unless Nishikigi somehow defeats the phenom that is Ikioi, and Ikioi just continually rises from the doyo clay. Yeah, Hakuho.
Yeah.
I was
If
gonna
somehow
say
everyone goes Kyucho and somehow Chirishima gets a match, although I remember you said something about the Torikumi mathematics where that might not work, but enough people go Kyujo. You never know.
I was gonna say,
how it
has
works.
Hakuho ever beaten Nishikigi? But yes, it turns out he has twice.
No.
Also,
There-
Flair,
Never
it doesn't matter how many people go Kyujo in the top division. It only matters if there's an imbalance of people in the top division. So if 20
Yeah, it's just him.
guys went Kyujo, there would still be no Juryo matchups because there would still be 14 guys left, so 7 matches.
Okay, a couple guys from Juryo also have to go Kyujo then. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Everyone from Juryo except Chiyoshima.
Highly unlikely.
Just Chiyoshima
but
down Juryo.
Impossible.
And then like a couple people are kind of around in the Makauchi division, but there's definitely there's probably a way to make it work.
I don't think there is. Let's end this podcast.
You'd have
For
to
the
reach
love of
all the way
God.
down to Makushita. So if everybody in the top division went Kyujo, and then Juryo went Kyujo, then you'd have to reach all the way down. Hang on. We could make.
You're
something
gonna have
happen
to
here.
just you're gonna have to just end it, Ryan. It's not gonna happen on its own.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's throw a couple of shout outs here while we're at the end of this episode. Of course, huge shout outs to the Tachi blog, who is providing all of the information that's going on in this basho that we are reporting to them. So Bruce is getting those daily highlights out, reporting the news of Tyrone Ofuji's Kyujo. So make sure you keep following along with the Tachi blog to get all the updates for what's happening in this basho in non-auditory form that we are providing you. Also want to give a shout out to Reddit user Conrad Metcalf, who has been putting together highlight videos for this basho based on the results that we are reporting. He's pulling together old videos so that of previous matches that people have had. So it's not the videos of the matches that we are seeing live in person and reporting to Bruce, but it's kind of giving you a way to, if you want to follow visually, it's giving you a way to see what is happening in the tournament and kind of what these matchups would mostly look like. And of course, we have to throw another shout out to the wonderful Mr. J Wags, Jonathan Wagner, who provided us with the theme song for this Natsu Not So Nacho Basho.
And check it out. He's still posting his Shadow of Hakuho videos that are always excellent, but a new one just came out in the last couple of days here.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Conrad Metcalf. I am loving those videos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's great to see some matches to go with these results.
Yeah. So
I love it.
So find his videos on YouTube. They're labeled not-so basho. Days 1 through 9 or 10 should be up at this point. Give him a follow on YouTube. He deserves it. He's put a lot of work onto that. But with all that being said, we will wrap up this episode finally and mercifully. If you enjoyed this, you can give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast listening service.
Yeah, the match was like it was like in StarCraft 0 through Light, when that one match you were talking about, Jake, right?
Son of a bitch. You managed to sneak in the other GSP bingo that we had missed so far.
Yeah. I just don't want this to end.
Can't end without a little bit of esports in there.
Oh no, not at all. No, I was just hopefully trying to meander a little bit more, so Ryan has to force us back onto track.
I have no idea what's happening right now, but you can
Okay, so,
follow us
Ryan,
on
there's this
Twitter,
other game
Facebook.
called
No.
StarCraft 2.
You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Grand Sumo Breakdown. You can find blog posts on the blog, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can send us an
Can you get
email
the
at
phone number?
grandsumobreakdown@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 805-613-7866. That's 805-613-SUMO. We will see you next time. Everybody shut up.
So Ryan, there's the Zerg, which are this other race, and you have the Protoss.
I know, and the
then you have
Protoss and the
Ring.
Terran.
You must
I
have-
StarCraft, Mac.
No. It's StarCraft. It's awesome.
Ryan already said the Apple Podcast crap, so he's done thinking. He said it's
Yeah.
over.
My brain is off. I did your jobs for you. Shut up. Podcast over. See ya. Goodbye.
What do you do when they can't make sumo? You get your friends together and you fake some sumo. Hey, it's the not so basho. Not so basho, yeah. Not so basho. Not so basho, yeah.